Did you know that the average person throws away about 4.5 pounds of trash every single day? That's some 600 pounds a year. And most of that waste is plastic, which can take up to 1,000 years to break down. But here's the shocker. About 80% of plastic waste ends up in our oceans, harming wildlife and polluting our planet. What if there was a way to make small, easy changes that would help save the planet without making your life harder? You don't have to be a green expert or spend a lot of money to make a difference. In this video, we'll show you 6 simple eco-friendly tips that can transform your everyday routine. From reducing waste to saving energy, these strategies are easy to follow and effective for anyone looking to live more sustainably. Ready to make a change? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Green your routine. Eco-hacks for busy lives. We all know that sustainable living is important, but the truth is, it can feel overwhelming when life gets busy. However, living eco-friendly doesn't need to be complicated. The key is integrating simple changes into your daily routine. For example, swapping out your plastic straws for a reusable one is a small change that can make a big difference. The world uses about 500 million straws every day. Just think about how much waste we could save by making this simple switch. Start by reducing single-use items. Instead of grabbing a plastic bag at the store, carry your own reusable tote. If you forget it sometimes, don't worry. Many stores offer a discount if you bring your own bags. This simple change can significantly lower your personal plastic consumption. In fact, the average person uses around 300 plastic bags every year. Imagine how much fewer bags would be used if we all just remembered our totes. For your morning coffee, consider bringing your own reusable cup instead of using disposable ones. Studies show that disposable coffee cups account for around 16 billion cups per year in the US alone. That's a lot of waste when a reusable cup can do the job for years. Also, if you're into water bottles, invest in one that you can refill over and over. It's estimated that 1 million plastic bottles are sold every minute worldwide. By choosing a stainless steel bottle, you reduce the demand for these single-use plastics. Even small changes, like switching off lights when you leave a room, or turning off the TV when you're not watching, add up. Many people don't realize that the simple act of turning off unused electronics can save you up to $100 a year on your energy bill. Incorporating these easy habits into your routine can make a huge difference over time. It doesn't have to be hard to live sustainably. Sometimes it's the little things that matter the most. Simple actions, like taking your own containers to the store or buying in bulk, add up to a much greener lifestyle. Chapter 2. Food for thought. Eco-friendly eating on a budget. Eating sustainably doesn't always have to cost more. One of the easiest ways to live eco-friendly on a budget is by reducing food waste. In fact, around 40% of food in the US is wasted each year. That's not just money down the drain, it's also bad for the environment. The food waste industry emits about 8% of the world's greenhouse gases. One strategy is meal planning. By planning meals ahead of time, you can avoid buying more than you need. You can also use leftovers creatively. For example, turn yesterday's roasted veggies into a new soup or casserole. Don't forget to compost any scraps instead of throwing them away. Composting reduces the amount of organic waste in landfills, where it would otherwise produce harmful methane. Buying in bulk is another smart eco-hack. Many stores offer bulk bins for grains, nuts, and spices. Not only is this often cheaper, but it also cuts down on packaging waste. The packaging industry is responsible for about 46% of plastic pollution in oceans. By buying in bulk, you can help lower this number. Eating less meat and more plant-based meals can also reduce your environmental footprint. Did you know that beef production is responsible for about 60% of the greenhouse gas emissions from the food sector? Opting for plant-based options like beans, lentils, or tofu can be just as filling and cost-effective. If you're buying produce, try purchasing locally grown fruits and veggies. Local produce doesn't need to travel as far to get to your table, reducing its carbon footprint. You can also grow your own herbs and vegetables at home, which is an excellent way to save money and reduce waste. Small changes, like reducing portion sizes or avoiding pre-packaged items, also save money while benefiting the planet. It might surprise you, but cooking from scratch is often cheaper than buying pre-packaged meals. By doing this, you can avoid excess plastic packaging, which contributes to waste. Sustainable eating isn't about perfection. It's about being mindful and making more conscious choices. Even small steps can have a big impact over time. Plus, it's good for your wallet and the planet. Chapter 3. Upcycle. don't toss. Transforming trash into treasure. One person's trash can truly be another person's treasure. Upcycling is all about giving new life to things you'd usually throw away. Instead of tossing out that old shirt, turn it into a reusable shopping bag. It's a great way to reduce waste while making something useful and unique. You'd be surprised at how many items can be upcycled. Take glass jars, for example. Instead of sending them to the recycling bin, use them as storage containers for spices or homemade jams. You can even turn them into decorative candle holders. This doesn't just save money, it also keeps waste out of landfills. Old furniture is another great candidate for upcycling. A coat of paint and new hardware can completely transform a piece of furniture. Instead of buying new, why not rescue a vintage table or bookshelf? In fact, buying secondhand furniture has a lower environmental impact than purchasing new. The global textile industry, for example, emits more carbon than international flights and shipping combined. For your clothes, consider thrifting. It's a growing trend, especially as people become more aware of the environmental impact of fast fashion. The fashion industry is responsible for 10% of global carbon emissions. Thrifting not only saves clothing from landfills, but it also reduces the demand for new clothes, which requires energy and resources to produce. If you're a crafty person, turning scraps into art is another form of upcycling. Old magazine pages, for example, can be turned into beautiful collages or decorations. Not only is this a creative way to reuse materials, but it also teaches kids about sustainability in a fun, hands-on way. Upcycling doesn't have to be time-consuming or expensive. Small changes, like using a broken chair as a plant stand or turning wine corks into coasters, make your home eco-friendly without requiring a complete overhaul. Plus, it's a great conversation starter when you share the story behind your creations. Upcycling might seem small, but over time it significantly reduces waste. It's a powerful way to be resourceful, save money, and help the environment. So next time you're about to toss something, ask yourself, can this be upcycled instead? If you're finding these tips useful, don't forget to subscribe for more sustainable living strategies. Together we can make a big impact. Chapter 4. Power Down. Simple tech habits to cut your carbon footprint. We live in a world that's connected 24/7, but did you know that our tech habits have a bigger environmental impact than we realize? The average person uses 2.5 electronic devices at the same time, which means lots of energy is being consumed. One of the easiest ways to reduce your carbon footprint is by being mindful of how you use energy in your tech routine. For starters, switching to energy-efficient appliances can make a huge difference. If you're looking for a new phone or laptop, consider choosing an Energy Star-rated model. These devices use 25% to 50% less energy than non-certified models. And don't forget about your old gadgets. Recycle or donate them instead of letting them sit in a drawer collecting dust. Another simple habit is turning off electronics when you're not using them. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, appliances in standby mode still use up to 10% of your energy bill. Unplugging devices when they're not in use can reduce that waste. A smart way to do this is to use a power strip and just turn off the strip when you're done. When it comes to charging devices, avoid overcharging. It's tempting to leave your phone plugged in overnight, but it's a waste of energy and can shorten battery life. Studies show that charging a device past 100% can actually cause battery degradation over time. Instead, try unplugging when it reaches a full charge or use a smart charger that stops when the battery is full. Small tech habits like these add up quickly. By using energy more efficiently, you can lower your carbon footprint without giving up your favorite devices. And with the growing push toward greener tech, it's easier than ever to make environmentally conscious choices in your digital life. Chapter 5. Eco in Motion. How to travel, light and green. Traveling is one of life's greatest joys, but it also comes with a significant environmental cost. Did you know that aviation is responsible for about 2.5% of global carbon emissions? That's why rethinking your travel habits is an important part of living sustainably. Fortunately, there are plenty of ways to reduce your impact while still enjoying your trips. First, consider your mode of transportation. If you're traveling locally, opt for a train, bus, or even a bike rather than a car. Trains are a great eco-friendly option, with carbon emissions up to 75% lower than flying, biking, or walking. Not only reduces your carbon footprint, but it also gives you a chance to explore a new place at a slower pace, enjoying the surroundings in a way that's both fun and sustainable. If you must fly, try to book direct flights. According to the International Air Transport Association, takeoff and landing account for the majority of a flight's carbon emissions. So skipping layovers can significantly reduce your carbon footprint. And when you book, consider flying with airlines that are working toward greener solutions. Some airlines are investing in biofuels and more efficient planes to help reduce their impact. While traveling, try to pack light. Every extra pound of luggage requires more fuel to transport. This is especially true when flying, where the heavier the plane, the more fuel it uses. Avoid overpacking by choosing versatile clothing and packing only what you truly need. Not only will this reduce your carbon footprint, but it can also make your trip less stressful. Enjoying these tips so far? Be sure to subscribe for more sustainable travel advice to make your trips even greener. Chapter 6. The Mindful Closet. Fashion with a Conscience. Fashion can be stylish and sustainable, but the truth is, the fashion industry is one of the largest contributors to global pollution. It's responsible for around 10% of global carbon emissions, and clothing production alone uses up vast amounts of water and energy. The good news is, you don't have to sacrifice style for sustainability. Start by embracing secondhand fashion. Thrift stores, consignment shops, and online resale platforms are a goldmine for finding high-quality clothes at a fraction of the price of new items. By buying secondhand, you give clothes a second life, reducing demand for new garments. In fact, studies show that buying used clothes instead of new ones can reduce your carbon footprint by up to 82%. You can also embrace slow fashion. Rather than rushing to buy the latest trends, choose high-quality, timeless pieces that you can wear for years. This approach not only saves you money, but it also helps reduce the waste generated by fast fashion. The average American buys 68 new clothing items each year, and 85% of those end up in landfills. By focusing on quality over quantity, you can significantly reduce your clothing consumption. Another sustainable fashion tip is to take care of your clothes. Washing clothes in cold water and air drying them reduces energy consumption. The dryer uses a lot of electricity, and line drying your clothes can cut that down. Additionally, avoid washing clothes after every wear. Many items only need a quick spot clean or airing out. Want more eco-friendly living tips? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with all our latest videos on living sustainably.